truck.
Oh, no kidding? All right, we're gonna get this here hood out of the way. Now to make all this stuff go gone. Before we do all the smoky burnouts, we have to get this motor out and fix it. It has a misfire. Not a good situation to have, but you know, easily fixed. I'll show you in a bit what we found. We've got the carb off, we've got the distributor off, all the wiring is disconnected. Fan shroud and fan out of the way. The tall guy in the camouflage is Austin. This is his truck. We're gonna get this motor out, get it up, and we'll show you what we find. All right, now to put it on the engine stand. Now we take the engine apart and we put the cam in. So the reason this engine needed to come out is because there's an issue with a cam lobe or a lifter down here. Now I'm betting it's a cam lobe. His truck has what's known as a well-rounded cam. It's meant for all applications except going. What in the world is going on here? The cam lobe was clearly rolled, and we're going to go ahead and put new springs on the valves here, and there's a trick to the method. So let's get into that. Something I haven't tried yet, so let's see what happens. Ordinarily, to take the spring off of your valve and replace it, you have to have a fairly large tool that's it's required to compress the spring, remove the retainer, and then you can remove the cap and the spring. Now, we're going to try a method that I have not yet tried, but we're going to take this small kit of tools. Most importantly, we have a nut to thread onto the rocker stud. We have the holy wrench of destiny, which will go on like so. We're going to apply the nut right here. There we go, okay. And now, as you can see, the nut is on there, not very much, but we can compress the valve slightly. We need to put a little air in there and see if we can negotiate these retainers off and get the springs off. And this is the other part of the puzzle. It's a little tool from a compression kit from O'Reilly's or AutoZone or something. I don't know which. It's got a decent O-ring on the other side of it, so it theoretically should hold compression, but you just thread that in the spark plug hole. You know, maybe if it wants to go. You thread that in there. The trick is forcing air into the cylinder, keeping the cylinder fully pressurized, allowing the valve to stay in position while you remove the retainers and replace the spring. Valve springs are on. Let's go ahead and put the rest of the motor back together. Push rods are in. Rockers are going on. Austin's handed me all the parts kindly. We're going to get this all prepped up. We'll do the adjustments on this later. Put a lot of goop on this. I don't want it leaking. Everything's chrome on here. Plenty of goop on the bottom of the block to put the oil pan gasket on. Maybe too much goop, who knows. There's some goop. Put a little more goop on top of that gasket. Really don't want it to leak. Chrome leaks like crazy. Here we are, we'll tighten her down, and we'll get this thing flipped over. Alright, now we're going to replace the intake. There it is. Yep, that's all good. It's fine. There's the engine, all reassembled. We need to put it in there. Let's do this. Oh, conveniently, this engine does not have to go very high, because that's not too tall. But I gotta do it by hand. This old Harbor Freight jack might just come apart and kill me. I mean, there's so many opportunities for failure here. Still going, come on. So as a precaution, I'm gonna go ahead and pull this here radiator so we don't damage this expensive thing. Let's go ahead and lift her out. There we have it. We're gonna go ahead and get this slid in, get this prepped up, slide it down in there, and negotiate it onto the motor mounts. These sorts of things never go quite to plan, and you always have to do a little extra finagling. A little bit of a nudge, and it's pretty close. Hey, there's a much bigger nudge, and it's almost there. It's getting close, and we're in. We'll go ahead and put all the accessories back on. We got the carburetor on, the distributor back to seated. We just took the cap off, by the way. Radiator goes back in. We're going to prepare this thing to run. The engine is in. We got to hook up the battery. We go ahead and get this thing cranking. So remember, guys, don't forget to put your power steering fluid in your carburetor. Otherwise, it might not run. See if it'll fire up. Hopefully, it will. Without any fuss. Fired up. Definitely sounds choppy, but apparently this is not seated. We figure out why that is. You ready for the noise?
Yep.
Bring in the thunder. Ah, your starter's junk. Let me do the trick. I bang on the starter, but I can't hit the starter apparently. My aim is terrible. Ready? Only a little bit, Cam. Here you go.
Oh God.
Just kidding. I have it right here.
It feels like it's running smooth too.
Oh yeah, it's running way better now. Alright, don't be afraid to give her the beans. Just don't go, you know, off the wall.
Yeah.
I think your seat is like all the way forward. I think you might want to delete the speakers.
Man, I don't want to lose my music.
I mean, I'm saying like your knee shouldn't be hitting the radio, and it's pretty near to hit the radio. It's either you delete the radio with your knee on accident, or you delete the speakers so it doesn't happen. Feels better then?
Yep. It feels and sounds like it's running a lot smoother.
Well then, mission accomplished.
Yeah.
No burnouts.
Yeah.
For a while.
For a while, yeah.
Let this thing break in a little bit. I smell burnt rubber. We're good, man.
Yep.
That thing, it's from his truck.
Oh, no kidding? That cloud
He made us more.
is from his truck.
He made more clouds.
He made more clouds. How many clouds did he make, Benjamin?
One, a big one.
Well, guys, you heard it here. Benjamin thinks it was the biggest cloud on Earth.